Good morning. It's time to go feed the critters in just a minute, but I thought we'd go check on the flowers real quick and just have a little chat this morning. Oh my goodness. Talk about a gorgeous day. But this is a gorgeous day. Hugh's up at Ron and Marta's building our fence back because they had a tree company come in and cut down some large pines that were blocking their view, and I don't blame them, bless. But anyway, Hugh let them take the fence down so they could drop them downhill, which was much easier, and we got the benefit of a great big pile of mulch and also the saw logs from those pines. So it was definitely beneficial. And Hugh told them that he would build the fence back because he's a little particular about that. Let's stop over here and see the yellow rose of Texas. It's beautiful this morning. The newer roses, a lot of them don't have that beautiful rose smell, but now the yellow rose does. You can actually smell it as you pass by. And so, yay. And of course, the little gardens. It's just got a little bit of everything in them, but they're doing well. They're coming on. So I expect something out of them pretty soon. I used the power washer down here yesterday, and I'll be using it on the porch as soon as I get it cleaned off, hopefully today. But I moved all of the plants that are hardening off down here, and I fixed a little netting, the Ag 19, the Ag Bond, so that yesterday, when in the middle of the day, I was able to lift that up and over, and it came down in front of these tables to kind of give them a little bit of shade in the hottest part of the day, because they're still tender annuals. But you can see that they've burned a little bit from either the wind or the sun, but that was before I brought them down here. But they'll recover from that. They'll be fine. But these all hopefully will be going in the field. And these trays that are so sparse, we used seed from year before last, and so obviously it wasn't very good seed, but that's all right. We'll use what we've got. But yay, these guys should all be going in the field this week. And Hugh and Aaron used this space. I cleaned it out, but I just set all their stuff over here, so hopefully they can take care of it this week. But they used this space for welding and for repairs and for all that sort of thing, so it usually just stays cluttered with buckets and welding rods and whatever. But Hugh promised me that this week we'd get all this cleaned up and gone. And the walls are really struggling. You can see back here, the walls were beautiful when my mother-in-law had them done in years past. The beautiful rock-faced walls. But over time, water has gotten behind and just popped all these rock loose. So, I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to pop the cement off the back. My brother is a mason, and I've talked to him about it, and he's told me, of course, he lives in Michigan, so he's not here, or I'd make him do it. Hey, Keith, I love you. But I probably will end up popping loose everything that's loose, knocking the cement off the back and cementing them back in place. That'll be a big job. Big job, because these walls are all to pieces. The walls up around the other flower beds, you can see where they've busted loose in the corners. And yeah, it is a really big mess, but I would love to have them back instead of just doing away with them, because I love rock face. I do. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. But let's go up here and see what the sunflowers are doing. Hugh told me this morning, I guess he's already been down here, but he told me this morning that they probably needed to be watered today or tomorrow. And it's breezy, and it's just breezy, and that dries the ground out really quickly. We're expecting rain on Tuesday, so that will be a benefit. I hope we get a lot of these little plants in the ground tomorrow so they can take advantage of the Tuesday rain. But these sunflowers, if you remember, they were, they were tall and leggy when I put them in the ground. So I didn't even really know whether they were going to do anything wonderful or not. Let me move to the lower side so that I won't be casting the shadow. But there's about 1,200 snaps in here. Not snaps, sunflowers. But they're standing up. They are beginning to stand up nice and tall. You can see some of them just being little soldiers. Some of them still laying over. I'll give them a drink today and they'll stand up. And then they'll get another drink on Tuesday. And they will be happy. Yay. Yay, yay. Doesn't really look like we lost a lot. They've just got to get their roots sunk and stiffen up a little bit and stand up. Yeah. It's quite a bit of work. Just putting this one row in. My neck and just behind my neck and shoulder were a little achy that afternoon, but thankfully that cleared up. I told Chelsea, I said, it's probably going to take us a few weeks to reach the point that we're not achy, because our body's going to have to just get used to all this. But I know right now it doesn't look like much because they're so, bent and straggly looking. But I think that within the next couple of weeks we'll see some wonderful growth, and they'll begin to look like a sunflower, or at least like a sunflower stalk. All right, guys, come on. Let's see, get up and get moving. Let's get her done. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, let me just look down there at the rhododendron. I'm gonna zero in on them, so I'll stop talking for just a minute. Now those rhododendrons were planted about 50 years ago, and I mean he was a young teenager or a tween or something like that when they planted them, and you can't tell from here, but they're at least 50 feet from one end to the other, and in height I'd say close to 20 feet in spots. Well, maybe not that tall. Maybe at least 15 feet. But when they totally bloom, that's just one big purple mound right there. It's so pretty. And I will do my best to remember to go over and take some video so you can see that. There's a few dead places that need to be cut out of this end. Hugh and I need to go down and take care of that. And you can see behind Chelsea's fence right there, that's my elderberry. I need to get that cut back and maybe even propagate a bunch of it. But I've got about 12 elderberry over there, and they're ginormous right now too. But this breeze actually feels fantastic. We're supposed to be in the mid-70s today. And a beautiful, almost cloudless sky. But anyway, we're moving along. Sundays that's our planned day off. Chelsea and I have planned to take Sundays off. Hugh usually tries to not do too much on Sunday just to give our bodies a rest. But today he wants to get that fence rebuilt so that he can let the cattle back over here. This early in the season, there's still not a whole lot of grass for them, and he's wanting to keep the big field up there for hay, and he's already given them one section of it, so he doesn't want to give them more of it. And across the road, that field over there we use for hay. And see, where they took the fence down the other day to put this road in for me, this field over here, they just graze on it. There's no way to cut hay over here. This is just too crazy of all these ditches and whatnot. But we've got to get the fence moved, or the fence rebuilt rather, where they took it down, so that he can let the cattle back over here. But this time of year, it's just kind of, they just need to be moved quite a bit so that as the grass is growing, they have plenty to eat, because he's not feeding hay right now. Let's go over here and look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dogwood tree. Someone had mentioned the other day, asked if I'd ever seen a pink one. Excuse me. And yes, there are pink ones all over the mountains. Not as many. They're not as prolific as the white. But we don't have a pink one here on the property. But I hear the bees up in there. I hope you can hear them. Apparently they're enjoying these blooms. I wish you could see how big these blossoms are. Well, let me see if I can get a hold of one and pull it down. Oh, that's not going to help. That blossom is bigger than the palm of my hand. They're huge. I always think when the dogwoods start to bloom and their little blooms are about the size of a $50, I always for some reason think, well, they're not going to be very big this year. And then within a week, they're the size of a saucer. It just cracks me up. I love them, love them. And then this one over here is just a little guy, but he is very pretty also. The piles of wood are for eventually our little sales area back here. And Hugh, I think I mentioned this one time, Hugh has asked us not to do a self-serve little station. It just worries him. So I said, you know what? I'll just do something called a Saturday store, and just be open that one day a week. I can go out on Friday evening and pick whatever produce I might want to put out here. I'm coming over here because it looks like we have a rhododendron. Nope, it's not a rhododendron. We have yeah, it is. It's a little rhododendron. No, it's an azalea. I'm not sure. I think it's an azalea. Isn't it pretty? But anyway, we won't be getting this built anytime soon because we have so many other more pressing things to do. So I bought a market tent the other day because Chelsea and I will be doing the farmers market in Canton. So we're just going to pop it up on Saturday morning for our Saturday store. And it's just a way just a way to make it happen for right now. But yeah, you just have to get creative sometimes and do what you have to do. I'm getting excited about this old farmhouse. We have a lot of projects going on inside that have had to be put on hold until this fall and winter. But this flower porch, as soon as I finish getting everything moved off, and a lot of it's got to go to the basement, all of my soil blocking stuff is going to go to the basement. Well, Chelsea will have to just rig us up some better lighting down there, and we'll do our soil blocking and everything down there in the areas where we're going to eventually have our cool room and our our grow room. But when I get it completely cleaned off, I'm going to take the compressor, or the whatever that machine is over there, that water blowing machine. Oh, it's terrible to be getting old. And clean all of this off. Clean the porch off really, really good. Spray all the dirt that's between the boards. Spray everything off real good. Need loose paint. And let it dry for a few days. And then I already have my paint. And I can get the painting done. And Hugh will put my little shelves, my little flower shelves up. We've decided to, instead of building the ramp coming out from the porch, he's got this filled in, we're going to make the ramp go down this way. So it'll just come out to a big landing, and then down this way as far as it needs to meet code, and that'll be good. And then over here, of course, we're going to double the length of the stairs. The stairs will go over to the edge of both of the posts, and then handrails will come down from the posts. But anyway, and the rockers and my glider, they're getting ready to go to the back porch. There's not any handrails back there, but I thought, you know what? Even though we're not actually living back there right now, I can still go back and enjoy the sunset. Sit back there early in the morning and enjoy the view of my garden, drink my coffee, all that sort of thing. So, yeah. Just get all this stuff moved around and cleaned up and feed my critters. Got to go feed the birds. And I just wanted to say good morning, tell y'all what we're doing, let you see what we've done. And I hope you enjoy an absolutely beautiful, gorgeous Sunday. Love you much.